Heyo.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Property Sisters Network. This is Bold Moves.
Episode 8.
Episode 8.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Woo woo.
I mean, it's been like 2 months.
Time flies.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Hey.
Blasting away on your own podcast.
Period.
Let's go. So this is actually going to be our last episode until the new year. Yeah. So that's kind of exciting. It's kind of interesting because I was like, we're going to have different seasons to this. And I'm like, when does season 1 officially end? Like, I think you got to it takes like about a year or something. Is it like yearly thing? Or
I don't really know. I feel like we can pretty much do whatever we want.
Okay. No rules.
Yeah.
I like that.
I feel like this portion's just kind of been like doing our thing, catching a vibe, like kind of letting everybody know who we are, like into our world type of thing. And I think going forward, we're excited. We're going to have different guests on, different entrepreneurs, just different everything. Like we want to have friends, family. We have a lot of fun ideas.
We're doing the things.
Yeah, we have a lot of good ideas for the new year, and we're super excited to.
Well, welcome to the last episode.
Yeah.
What day is it?
2024.
December 21st of 2024.
Ooh, winter solstice.
Yeah, this is our last episode of the year on winter solstice. So that means the days get longer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So excited.
It hasn't even been that bad. Our winter hasn't been bad at all, actually.
Beautiful sunny day today.
A little bit of snow. I've actually grown to like the cold as of late. I don't know if I've talked about this. Disclaimer, I don't know what the hell I say on any of the podcasts. So if I repeat myself,
second that.
Sorry about it. But like, no, I mean well. But I've really just grown to like the cold because just the vibe is there and it's, kind of like everybody is just bundled and it's quiet
really
outside.
Crisp and clean and like quiet. Like relaxed. It's not so chaotic.
Yeah. Like if I'm ever feeling like a little just like, all I got to do is go outside and I'm so cold that I'm like, I can't think of anything else except that I'm cold, but it feels good. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know exactly what
like I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, this
that
is what
deep
I
breath
need.
in feels so good.
Yeah. Like
there's like fire
I'm
smells
excited
and like, I love it.
I'm excited to get out of here and just go take a deep breath and the sun's out and I'm geeked. But yeah, no. So days are going to get longer. Spring's going to roll around and before you know it, time is flying.
Time flies.
So that being said, y'all have fun in your life. If you want to do a podcast, do a podcast. If you want to sing a song,
sing the song
before your podcast is uploaded on your mic check, do it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just have fun with it because life be going by so fast and you should just be having fun while you're here.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you're feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the vibe.
I'm feeling the vibe too. It's been a good day.
It's been a good day. Yeah. Been a good couple like weeks. I feel like just like leading up to what we're getting into for like the start of the year. You know what I mean?
Right.
But how was your day?
My day was really good.
How'd that all go?
It went well. We had an inspection today for one of my buyers, and everything went well. It was a beautiful day, and nothing
major issues.
Nope, nothing major. We're super excited. We're moving forward.
Woo-hoo!
So all good things, and they'll be in the house for the new year. So
I love that.
Super exciting stuff. Yeah,
I love that. Cool. That's awesome.
Definitely a good day so far.
We won't say who the buyer is because that's going to be a special.
Yeah. Special episode.
Yeah. We'll get into that eventually. But so a couple things I think we wanted to just jump right into as far as it being the last episode until we get into the new year. I know we did an episode of like how to prep for 2025, but we also have a couple of things where like just some things that we're doing that are pretty quick and simple just to kind of get your mind flowing with some good
the
energy.
Juices flowing, the 2025 juices.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to just kind of start us off.
Sure. So I feel like we've been talking about like our goals and things like that in the new year and just kind of what we see for us, for Property Sisters and things like that. But we're also we've been working on a lot of our personal goals as well. And for me, I know I've said this before, I had more of like a word of this year that I wanted to kind of focus on. Usually whenever I'm like setting goals, it's just kind of like a vague, like more of like a blanket type of goal, but it's like, if you don't make it, no harm, no foul, and you forget about it. And come March, it's like, no big deal. But having like the word to focus on, I feel like just kept it more in the front, like forefront of my mind type of thing. And it was like my word this year was consistency. So it basically, I just tried to apply it to everything that I was doing. And not that I was perfect, but it made me more successful, I feel like, in all these different areas than me just kind of saying, like, I want to, I want to double my business. I want to do this. I want to have healthier, like just different, just all these different areas of my life that I was trying to focus on instead of putting all that pressure on myself that I had to meet a certain point of, that I just was like, you know what, be consistent, do your best. And it really was one of my best years. I think I did excel in a lot of these avenues, but of course they can be better. There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, but
So
I think that's huge, like, because you said it's one thing to just, like, have that word at the forefront of your mind, and then it's another to just keep pounding yourself with that pressure. Because if you keep doing that, it's like you just constantly feel like you didn't hit the goal or you
you bash
failed.
yourself, you turn it into something negative, and it's like
Yeah,
you don't even acknowledge any of the progress you've made because you were
right,
focused on a dollar amount or
or
like
the
a weight
failure.
goal or like,
Yeah.
just something like all these things that you get hung up on that you like you miss what's
Mhm,
happening when it's, the beauty is always in the journey,
mhm.
whether you think so or not, all
No, I
the ups
agree
and downs, but
100%.
like that was just something for me that I was like, wow, like you did great. Like it's not where
Yeah,
you want to be yet, but you're like, look how far you've come. And it's something that I can reflect on as a positive instead of
yeah.
saying, like, man, I didn't hit my goal and this
Right. The
sucks. And
beauty of the journey,
yeah.
the beauty of
So
your day by day progress
yeah.
is amazing. I love that. So one
Me too.
word,
Yep, one word. That
what's
was
your
that was my word. So my word for this year I decided is discipline.
all right.
So I feel like they kind of go hand in hand too. And I'm
They
pretty
do and
excited.
they do and they
Yeah.
don't.
It's just like I feel like now that I've been more like dialed in and I have more specific areas of focus. I'm a person that like what I do on my day to day reflects my mood. And like that's not always you can't always do that,
Right,
like
no.
and it's just one of those things where I'm like, these are some of the things you need to focus on and whether or not you're in the mood to do them, you need to get your shit done.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's going to be my biggest that's where I need to focus on the most. So I already have it written on my whiteboards. I'm like I'm ready. I think all as soon as these areas get a little more fine-tuned and I'm not, "Oh, I don't feel like doing that today." I don't
I
have
feel
that
like
option anymore because
with
I'm
the
like, well,
yeah,
you
but with
know,
the word discipline, one thing that you're gonna have to get super clear on, and this is something that I'm working on too because it's been pounded into my brain so much this year, which I'm still I'm working on my own, but you just reminded me is to get so clear on what your goal and what your vision
yes.
is so that you're whatever it is that you are trying to be disciplined about goes hand in hand with that goal
Mhm.
or that vision. And that's going to, I'm so excited to see where that takes you by the end of the year next year. Not to wish it away or
Yeah, me
anything, but
too.
I think it's going to just be such a game changer for you to say, okay, well, this is my goal, and this is how I'm going to discipline myself to get to that goal, whether
Yeah.
it's work or the gym or
Even waking
whatever.
up early in the
Waking
morning.
up
I'm just
early,
like
and it's
it's so hard
I'm
for
not
me.
I'm not trying to bash you or
Oh,
anything,
no. It's
but
okay.
like
We're
you
only
were like,
on the podcast. That's gonna go on the
no, but this
internet.
is
No, just
good.
kidding.
This is good for people to hear. Like, and I have the same problem with it too. So like, the other day we were talking to Jimmy about, getting up and earlier to accomplish a goal. And, if you want to get up early in the morning so you can have those couple of hours while the world isn't blowing up your phone,
Right.
you're going to get more done in those couple of hours, whether you want to read your Bible or read a journal or something, or
Yeah.
go to the gym or whatever you're going to do. And then your response to me was, well, I'm not a morning person. I've
Yeah.
never been. And I said, well, that's on you.
Right.
That's not, you are not, it's not how you are. It's how you
It's how
chose
I've been.
to
Yeah.
be and
It's
how
that I don't
you've
have to
been.
be
But you can
going
set your
forward.
alarm at
Yep.
5 a.m. and you can open your eyes and say, get your ass up,
Right.
go do what you said you were going to do. It's
Exactly.
that simple, you guys. Like, it's hard
It's
to do.
simple, but it's not
It's
easy.
hard to
Yeah.
do, but it is that simple of a thought process to have it
Flip
in
that
your brain.
switch.
If that's
Oh, that's not good.
I don't know what just
I don't know. Is it the
oh,
camera?
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Cool. Okay. Well, hopefully we're still going.
No, we're good. We're still
Okay.
recording. That's actually like something that I always check. I'm always like, okay, are we recording? Like, I hope this is all recording. Like, I always double check and maybe you can see it in my face or not the nerves.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I don't know what happened. But anyway, we're
That's
we're
okay.
good. No, we're good. But
Yeah.
I think that's
Um,
that's something to keep in mind as you go into this because if you're gonna lock in, lock in.
Right.
Like, if you say you're gonna do something, get it done and do it.
Yeah, and I
Like
feel like that stepping stone of, like, the consistency and, like, fine-tuning my goals and, like, figuring things out, that's all been a part of what brought me here. Because if I were to have started with this, I don't think I would have been as successful, to be honest with you. I was just in a different
yeah,
place mentally, just a lot of different things going on, but now I just that clarity brought these new goals, these new, ambitions where I'm like, "Okay, it's time to, like, lock in," like you were
yep,
saying, so
yep.
I'm
I mean, I've
super
had
excited for that.
yeah, and I'm excited for you. And I did the same thing where I said I was gonna get up at 5 AM and go to the gym and read my Bible and journal and all these things. And I've done a pretty good job of doing that. However, once the time changed and I fell on my ass again, and since then I've been struggling to get up and early and do my thing. I've still been doing the thing. I've still been going
Yeah,
to the gym and reading and all my stuff, but it's been at a later hour. And I've noticed in my mood because then what's happening? I'm reading and I'm interrupted.
yeah,
I'm doing this and I'm interrupted, and I'm like, "Oh,
taking
if
away
I
from
could
your me
just."
time.
It takes away from the peace
Right,
of the me
right,
time, from that relaxation of those couple of hours that you
yeah,
get, whether it's your work that's blowing you up or your family that's talking to you, and it's not any type of, like, it doesn't even have to be, like, somebody that's, like, annoying you. It's just the fact that the outside world is now awake and in your world, and it takes away from your personal time.
right.
And that's gonna
A mess,
it
yeah, it's
it's
your
gonna mess with
headspace,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna mess with how you keep going with that. And it's not that you're not gonna fall or, it's not gonna kill you, but
Mhm,
it could be better.
mhm.
It could be better. But
Yeah,
I love that.
absolutely.
I love that word for you. I think that is so the word for you this
Yeah.
year. And
I think so
I
too.
think you're gonna rock it. And I also think I'm gonna just tell you to brace yourself because
I know.
I am going to hold you
I
to
already
that.
know.
And
I'm scared,
and
but
I
you know
will
what?
call in the
Accountability is good.
reinforcements, Austin.
I
I will
know.
call in all
I
my
swear, you
reinforcements
guys, if
to
I
make
don't show
sure
up to
you
the
stay on
podcast
track.
one day, you know why.
You'd be able to find her. I would lock her in my room
Oh
and be
my
like, "You're
god, help me.
doing X, Y, and Z." But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love that for
Well,
you.
thank you. Enough
That's gonna
about
be
me. I
cool.
wanna hear about your word and your plans for
Um,
this year.
my plans for this year are uh I don't even know where to start, you guys. I have so many things in my brain that I want to just do. But I'll start with my word. So my word for this year is going to be present, and that stems from a lot of different things that I hold dear to my soul. And I want to just be more present while I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing. If I read somebody's text, I want to make sure I answer that. I'm in that text. I'm in it, and I'm being more thoughtful and I'm present in that moment. If I'm with the family, I don't want to be on this. I want to be with the
Yeah.
family. I want to
That's a
be
huge
present,
one.
you
I
know?
noticed that even for myself too, but
Yeah.
just to be with the people that you're sitting there with instead
Mhm.
of the people in there, you
Yeah,
know?
so just to be more present there, just to make sure that when I'm doing anything that's outside of work or the family, such as going to church, I wanna make sure that I'm 100% present there, which I usually am, but again, always room for improvement. There's a couple of different, groups that are gonna be going on within the church, and this year has actually been my first year back at church. For those of you that don't know, I didn't really attend church my whole life, and it was something that I incorporated back into my life around my birthday. I gave that as a gift to myself to go back to church, and I've loved it. And that's just something that I've been exploring more is my spiritual life, and it feeds my soul. So that's something that is very important to me, and I will be continuing along that journey, and it makes me happy. So
I love it.
I'm excited to dive further into that. And yeah, so all of this is going to be under the umbrella of just being present. And then as I move through my life, I just kind of want to have that in the back of my head, like, are you present? Like, are you doing what you said you were gonna do? Are you in this moment, like, fully immersed in this moment?
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea behind my word. But yeah, I just the main two things that are the most important to me at this time are my spiritual goals, my faith, and the things that I want to do with that, and also my my physical health and my mental health. Those 2 things I would say are more important than my career, any other
Of
outside
course.
noise, any relationships, friendships. Those 2 things are my biggest, most important factors in my life. I wouldn't even call them goals. Those are just like that's where my eyesight is focused.
Mhm.
That's where I'm like super like
Yeah,
strong right
locked
now
in.
is yeah, that's kind of what I'm all about is I want to stay in the gym. I hired a personal trainer. I'm locked in on my eating habits. I do treat myself to Starbucks for those of you that follow me on social media and stuff. And I'm a very how would you say, like, well-rounded, like a
Yeah.
versatile individual. Like I'm not perfect by any means. And I just
You
I
know what you want for yourself and you know
yeah.
what fills your cup, and I think making sure that you're focused and present in
Yeah. But I
those
also wanna have
aspects
fun in the
are
meantime.
yeah,
I'm treating myself. I do what I wanna do for the most part, and that's kinda where I'm at
yeah.
in my life,
That's
and
what it's
it's
all about.
for 2025, I just kind of wanted to because getting to this point for me, I came from, a mindset of just being super, like, in the dumpy dumps, and, there was a course of my life where I was mixed up with, like, some wild people that I, thank God, stepped away from, and no harm or no ill will towards them or anything like that. But for me, it wasn't good for my soul, and it really broke me down. And so getting out of that and then healing myself and learning just that there's good people
Learning
that
about
are
yourself and
yeah,
other
learning about
people.
myself and learning that other people aren't like shitty, and being able to trust, people again is it was something that I really had to work on over the course of like probably the last like 3, 4 years. And just getting to this point, like I feel really, really good now. Like when I get up in the morning, I'm excited to take on a day, not like, oh, here's another day and I gotta eat the shit again. Like it's like just building that and grinding. You have to go through that hardship, I feel like, in order to appreciate what's coming.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
especially like where I'm at now and going to church by myself. I always had somebody with me at first, whether it was my cousin or you, and that was like kind of like my comfort. And now I'm able to go by myself because I feel more comfortable, and I'm doing all these things that like are changing like myself internally. And
Mhm.
I'm speaking up in classes now and like raising my hand, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm starting to love who I am.
Yeah.
And this is like, this journey of like becoming who you are and who you want to be is just kind of like that's where my head is at right now. So going into the new year, just to kind of put a little bow on this for us all and shut me up is
You're
just,
good.
I'm just enjoying where I'm at, and I appreciate where I'm at in my life so much because what it took to get to this point to appreciate,
Yep.
it was so hard to push through, like literally going through the mud. And
But you did that work, and
yeah,
a lot of people, like, you don't think about what it takes to actually do those things or try new things, because I know there
yeah,
was a lot of trial and error and there was a lot of,
yeah,
like, uncertainty, but at the same time, like, you had your support system and you had, your faith and things that you were drawn to, and
mhm,
that's huge to lean on those things because it's not an
yeah,
easy journey,
no,
and but the fact that you kept, you knew that there was a light at the end of the tunnel and you kept striving for that is beautiful. So,
thanks. Yeah, it was
I'm glad that
100% faith though,
yeah.
like that's you can go through, anxiety and depression and all those things. And I think for me, it was more so anxiety, less of the depression. I know they go hand in hand, but for anybody that's dealing with it, it's really, unless you go through it, like it's very hard to understand somebody that goes through it. Because even for myself, I had family and friends that were going through what I had gone through before I was going through it, and I didn't understand them.
Mhm.
I had no idea how this could happen to a person who has such a beautiful life, you would think.
Yeah.
And until you, like, go through some of these trials and, like, you could be sitting there all of a sudden, then you're just like, "Oh my god," and your heart's racing, and you're kinda just like your mind
In a
just
different
kinda
world.
goes somewhere, and it's scary,
Mhm.
and no one you cannot fully understand what somebody is going through until you've kind of been
Exper
through something similar yourself.
Yeah.
And so for me, it really kind of put things into perspective for me, and I was like, "Damn, this is gonna be a difficult road, but like I'll be damned." I'm 31 years old, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
You
I
only
don't
get one shot, it's one life, you
Yeah.
know?
I'm never gonna be the type to just lay down and die. I've
Yeah.
always been a fighter, that's just in my blood is like, I'll be beat to the ground, but like I'll till my last breath, yo. Like I'm not I'm not messing around. I'll be like, I'll keep going,
Yeah.
So I was like, I know there's going to be something. I know, and I still struggle,
Yeah. Of course.
but
I
as
think
long as you keep
everybody
that.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, but as long as you keep that in the, in your head that it's like, okay, I know I got this.
Mhm.
This will pass.
Yep.
God's got me.
All
I'm
day.
all right. As long as I'm breathing,
You have another
I'm
chance,
good,
another day.
Yeah, you're gonna be good. So and if
Yeah.
you're not good, then you keep working until you are. You keep practicing your, you
Yeah.
know, whatever it is that fills your cup and you just keep going. So I'm super excited for 2025. I just feel
Hell
so
yeah.
much good energy. It's all around me. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm in it and my people are they're with me and we're all like super locked in like you and Jimmy and just like our
Just all of our
team
yeah.
and yeah, everybody that
Everyone
we're
that
surrounded
we're
with is just
and that's huge.
rock
Just
solid
yeah,
people.
like,
Yeah.
if you're looking around in your environment and you're, like, feeling some type of way and things like that, and there's gonna be, people that are probably bringing you down or maybe not good for your mental space, and
And you know it.
and you yeah, deep down you know it, but it's
Even if it's
like
hard to cut them off, you know it.
and it's not even maybe you don't have to cut them up, maybe just put a little bit of distance,
Some
and
boundaries. Yeah.
because I know I had to do that from pretty much, like, everyone,
Yeah.
like, I just needed to kinda isolate a little bit because I was like, I didn't know what the hell was going on at all. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, I need my own
You gotta
time to figure
focus.
my shit out and what I wanna do and who I am and what I want for my future and for myself, and, like, that takes a lot of energy, and you don't
Yeah.
have like, when you're doing something like that to be, giving your energy and going here and going there and seeing this person and that person and, whoever whatever it is that's going on in your life, like, just be mindful of the energy that you're surrounded with and what you're consuming, whether that's online, like what food, anything, could be
Mhm.
literally anything. Just be mindful of all of that and, what you want for yourself and if it's fueling you. So,
100%.
period.
All right.
Um,
I love that.
yeah, so I guess that's pretty much what I was thinking about today and going forward and
Well, we've got
how we're going into the new year and stuff.
yeah,
So,
our words. So we got present, got
and we
is
got
it
discipline.
and discipline.
Yeah,
So
so we'll
for
report back
yeah, and for those of you
2026.
listening, I would, don't just think, well, I want my word to be like do a little soul searching
Yeah,
and think about like
do
what
some
would be
reflecting. Yeah.
yeah, like what would be the best word for you to take on in 2025 and kind of make that a thing for yourself as you readjust every year. And because I know I didn't really do it much last year. And then everyone was like, well, what were your goals? And what was your this? And I'm like, I don't really have any goals. And I didn't
Yeah.
pick a word and I did nothing. The only thing that I did do was write a letter to myself at the beginning of the year, which I'm excited to read to myself after Christmas is when I have it scheduled to read that
That's
back to myself.
exciting.
So I'm excited. I might go live on Instagram or something of the nature just to share that with you. I don't know what's in there, but I can only imagine it's probably sad. I was not in a good place. Probably sad,
It's okay.
honestly. But
You're allowed
like
to be
but like
sad.
look how
But
happy I
I was
am
gonna
now,
say, look, it
It's
had
gonna
to come
be
out, like
yeah.
you let it out, you put it down, and then you were like, okay, like this year I don't want to be sad
N
anymore. Like who
it's
knows
a
what you're
whole yeah,
yeah.
it's a whole thing. But yeah, so pick your word and follow your heart and
Honestly, like send us
reflect
a
on that.
message if you when you
Yeah.
pick a
I
word.
wanna know
If you
your
want to do this
words.
exercise, we would
Or
love to know.
comment yeah,
Yeah.
comment on our YouTube channel. We'll probably post a little maybe I'll post this as our clip for our, social media and stuff, but we would love to
Oh,
hear
fun.
all of your guys' words and just kinda have fun with that. So, hopefully it resonates with you guys and you can pick a good word for yourself and follow that in all the areas of your life as you enter into the new year and
Yeah.
blossom, you
I
know?
love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're already 25 minutes into this.
What do you think? Popsicle stick time?
100%, yeah. Anytime I look at the time
Whenever there's a lull.
well, it's really like, "Well, we're 30 minutes in, let's grab one of these babies." So,
Okay.
we love our popsicle stick cues. Cue for questions. Alright, I got a mindset shift to unlock your full potential. Growth mindset, reframing challenges, small shifts lead to big change. What did I just read?
I don't know, actually. That might have been me just
Mindset shifts to unlock your full potential. Growth mindset. Reframing challenges. Small shifts lead to big change. I don't even know what that means, honestly.
might have been
Like how to shift your mindset. I'm not the right person to ask about how to shift your mindset because in my world, I think just
Raquel is like a snap of the fingers,
yes,
just do it
I am a
type.
just do it type of person. It's like, well,
Yeah.
how? Well, how do I get there? And I'm just like, just make up your mind,
Yeah,
make a decision to do it,
right.
and then you're
But
done.
I think that comes with, you know, you have to get to a certain point. Like, you have to be so done
Yeah.
with your own shit that you have some type of mindset
Well, that's
shift,
discipline.
but it takes a while. Like, even for me, like when I started, I was like I didn't just wake up and say I want to be a realtor one day. You were like, "Oh, well, you don't like what you're doing now. Why don't you just get your license?" And I was like, "I don't know. I guess I can." And dad and like everyone's just like, "Okay, get your license." I'm like, "Okay." So 40-hour class, I think what, like 6 months to a year later, I think is when I finally ended up getting my license. Like, just for how long it took me to complete the course. But even while I was going along with it, I was just kind of like going through the motions and learning and doing things. But like, really wasn't until I was like at my, when I had my other job that I was like, I miss what's going on here. I want to really, put all my energy into my real estate business and into our partnership and into like what maybe can come from this,
Mhm.
and like looking here now where we're sitting today, I'm like, that's the best decision I could have ever made. But it came from me kind of falling back into my backup plan and almost like, you know, getting comfortable in that energy again. And I was like, "And you know what? This is not like, it's fine. This is not where I want to be. And I don't think
Yeah.
this is where I'm supposed to be. And like, I'd rather be there." So then I was doing all these things to better myself and better my business and my mental state, because they all went
Mhm.
hand in hand to make that kind of shift,
Yeah.
and get there.
Yeah.
So
So you just reminded me of something that I put on my vision board because you were saying, I had to fall back into that to see where I actually wanted to be.
mhm,
And something that I cut out and put on my vision board was create where you belong.
I
And I
love
just
that.
think that was like, if you're kind of feeling like, well, do I belong here? Or, and if you're not feeling that, it's like, where do I move to? What's going to be my next jump?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, just make it, you just take that leap of faith, take that jump, as scary as it can feel. I mean, a lot of it, I mean, I've done it, where I've taken a leap of faith and I know you
Mhm.
have too. And it's just like, that's something that you have to
You have to
create on
bet
your
on
own. Yeah, you
yourself.
have to bet on yourself 100%. Exactly, took words right out of my mouth or put the words together in my brain that were all
Why I'm here.
scrambled eggs. But
Why
yeah,
I'm
no,
here.
that's
Here
that's
for.
definitely that was something that really resonated with me because I was just like, yeah, like I 100% back this, like create where I belong. Like, okay, so let me think now, what is that? I'm a
Mhm.
real estate agent, but I also like want to just share who I am with everybody else because people are just like so into whatever the trends are these days. And we're not really those types of people.
Yeah.
And we just kind of want to do our own thing and
And
put,
sometimes we don't even know what that is until
no,
we do it,
right. And
and
then
that's the best part.
we just want to put goodness out there and make people feel good and tell them about, the things that we've gone through because most people are just kind of putting out that,
Just
they're
bury it and
shining and they're doing this and everybody
and
but
that's
like,
great.
no, it's
But
great, but like
also
there's a lot of this,
you need yeah, like
like,
sometimes you just wanna like know that you relate to someone like on some real
yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
like some heavy, possibly traumatic, like just whatever it is that you've gone through in your life. You're
I
like, you
don't
just
know
want that connection.
anybody
I think that's what everybody, looks for.
I don't know
And
anybody that has had just like this swift,
yeah,
easy lifestyle. So it's like
but not
even
everybody's comfortable sharing it either. And
right.
even
But
even
even for
us.
me
Yeah.
going through what I've gone through, I mean, I searched far and wide for some type of healing and I did not find it. I couldn't find anything. I'm like, what is the symptom that I'm experiencing? Why is my body literally aching in pain? And I go to the hospital or I go to the doctor and they're saying that nothing is wrong with me, but I am physically in pain. How is this possible? And it's like you're scrolling Google, you're scrolling Reddit, and you're scrolling all these things, and it's like nothing is coming up. And then I'm like, all right, so what the fuck do I do now? Like I gotta just heal myself. Am I vitamin deficient? Am I am I mentally retarded? Sorry, that was not nice. Am I mentally like messed up? Like it's like is there something wrong? And you want to do like a full body. I was like damn near to the point where like, do I need an MRI? Like I'm like, what is going on? So it's like I'm just like, where can I find somebody that like can help me figure out how I can feel like a normal person again? But it wasn't until like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start here and take this little
baby
little
steps.
step here and then a little step there, and then each thing that I was doing kind of led to the next thing,
Right.
and then that's how I was able to almost like a hamster starting to spin on a wheel. You take the little step and you start going and going and going, and it's like, all right, then you're good. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Well, I'm glad because it all led us here. So,
mhm.
well, I guess I kind of answered that one.
Well, I feel
Or
like
I guess
we
we
both
both did.
answer
Yeah.
we both answer the
Okay.
questions that
Cool. Okay, finding the joy in the little things, personal look at small everyday joys and why it's important to gosh, what did I write? To
I
cultivate
don't even know what you just said.
gratitude and presence. Like, yeah, does this make sense? I
Let
don't
me
even
see.
know. Find joy in the little
Finding
things.
joy in the little things. A personal look at small everyday joys and why it's important to cultivate gratitude and presence. I
I feel like we
understand.
cover that in every
We do.
episode.
But finding joy in the little things, I mean,
I think that right there, find joy in the little things. Like I
period.
enjoy my coffee in the morning and doing like my morning
I also put that on
routine
my
and
vision board too.
just,
That's funny.
little
Draw,
whatever, all the
draw
little
again. Let's see if
things.
we can get
I'm
something random. What the hell did we even write on these popsicle
on my life, I
sticks?
don't even
Just throw
remember
the
where
whole
we even
jar.
got this.
Throw the whole jar away.
We just got purple.
Does anybody want
I
these popsicle sticks? I think
don't even remember what green was supposed to be.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
What are the biggest challenges facing your industry right now?
I feel like we answered that.
Kind of do too. I feel like a big one was really like
It's education for me. Everyone needs to go talk to their broker and and just study how to be an agent. I mean, I will say this though. As of late, I have come in contact with some really dope agents.
me too.
I have had good experiences. Thank you, Jesus. And sometimes like when you're working with an agent that's like not they don't even they don't even have to be like a great agent, but as long as you communicate and just tell me what's going on and vice
Yeah.
versa, like and just keep that line of communication open, you can avoid so much.
Communication is key.
You can avoid so many unneeded, unnecessary like problems or like delays and things like that because it's like, okay, if there is any issue, two minds working on it is better than just one.
Right.
I've had agents that have helped me along transactions and I've helped other agents along
Collaborative.
transactions. Like
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
need
need to be doesn't
Yeah.
need to be like me, you. It's like, no, we are all on the same team.
Yeah. Common goals.
Yeah.
We both, I want both sides to be happy at the end of the day. That's truly, that's a successful transaction. That's
You want
what
everybody
you
to
want
be
everybody to
happy.
be happy, like that at the end of the day, nobody wants to feel like they got the
Shit end of the stick. Shit end of these popsicle sticks. You guys,
Word.
does anybody want to come write down some new stuff on
Yeah.
our popsicle sticks? Because these are all, I feel like we just talk so much about this stuff already. That's probably why we wrote them on the sticks. Because we're
Honestly,
like,
I feel like we just always have like we talk about like a topic and then we go off on all these tangents and then we cover like things that could probably be their own episodes. And then we think we've talked so much about them. And then it's like, maybe it was just a little bit, but at this point, I believe that we covered all of this.
oh
Truly.
yeah, I'm just kind of going through these and I'm like, oh, wild card or draw. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna draw.
There's like at least 10 of these on the table right now.
I feel like you put some of these back in here because I'm like, I've read
There's
these
no
before.
way. I have a whole separate jar at home.
I like this one.
Okay.
What's a book, movie, or podcast that changed your perspective?
Ooh. For me, I will say I liked it was Mel Robbins, the 5 4 3 2 1. I can't think of the
5-second rule.
5-second rule. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, it's coming to me. That was a big one for me because, like, again, I guess kind of coming back to the discipline. I would just like even getting out of bed, I would like go back to sleep and like there's like that joke where like you're risking your whole future for like 2 minutes of sleep.
Yeah. And
Guilty.
actually, I never read that book, but since you told me that, like sometimes I'll be getting up. I'm like 5 4 3 2 1 1 2 3 4 5.
Yeah,
Dress up.
I swear, like And sometimes when I remember to do it at least, but I think that was kind of like the start for me of where my focus, like my perspective, I had like a shift. I had an energy shift after
Mhm.
reading that book. And I
Mhm.
think it got me onto this, you know, towards the trajectory that I'm on now. So
Yeah.
that'll be mine.
I like that. That's
That's a good
definitely a good
one.
book. I should read it.
It's a good read.
Yeah. I have a couple that came to mind. The first one that came to my mind was a book that really, really, really helped me in the beginning of my we'll call it my healing journey because it's just kind of that's the wave I've been on these past couple of years. But the book is called Think Like a Monk and it is by Jay Shetty.
Oh,
And I
right.
read it a couple times now. And he just dives so in depth of the way that you should be thinking about just all these areas of your life. And I don't even want to go into it, but all I'm going to say about it is that book helped me. Like there would be times where I would be like mid panic or like I just needed to like take some time to breathe and just like get like ground myself and just think just a little bit more with a clear head. When you go through I talk about this a lot, but it's just what I went through. When you go through anxiety like that, your mind feels like when your TV don't work and it's a bunch of static on the TV, that white noise,
Yeah.
that's how your brain feels.
Mhm.
It just feels like you can't even like you can't pinpoint, you know, what you're even trying to think about. And so reading that book really just put things in perspective. It gave me some mental clarity. It took me down a path of like um just how you should categorize things in your life too. Like, you know, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. And you can't control your circumstances sometimes, but you can control how you see
React.
them and
Yeah.
how you react to them and things of that nature. And his voice too is just like very soothing. And I think that's super helpful. I listened to it on Audible. And I some books I read physical, but some books I listen to on Audible. And I think when the person's voice is
Like
soothing
comforting.
for
Yeah.
you, like, it's definitely, like, a people thing, like,
Mhm.
he may not resonate with somebody else might think he's annoying or who knows, but, like, for me, I was like anytime I listened to him, I was like, I'm relaxed, I feel like I can function, I can take the next step in whatever it is that I'm, you know, trying to do, so that
Yeah.
definitely was a huge, huge read for me, I absolutely recommend that book, um, and then the other one that I recently finished, I guess I wouldn't say recently anymore, but was The Miracle Morning. It's just it totally, like, solidified and validated what I was already doing and then added to it.
Mm.
And I needed that at the time,
Yeah.
and I'm talking, like, what, a couple months ago, maybe, like, 5 not even 5 months ago.
Yeah. Give or take.
Probably around
But
that, yeah.
still.
But, like, I was already doing, like, you know, get up in the morning and set your time aside to pray and set your time aside to read and journal and just work out or, you know, however you wanna dial that in and however many minutes or hours you wanna put into that, and
Kinda polished what you were already
yeah,
doing.
so that was definitely a good book to read as well. But I think what I will say is, all of these books and all the things that we're talking about, I think they really do come down to discipline.
Mhm.
Like everything, you know, everything that you do or everything that you want to do is always just a decision away. Like, and that decision to continue to do something or to make a change is your own mind and your own discipline to get that thing done.
Yeah. What you're
Like
not changing, you're choosing.
100,000,000%. And that's why I'm like, that's why in my brain, because I've already done a lot of this work
Yeah.
that like, I don't want to say it's necessarily easy for me to make that decision to do, but I would say it's definitely gotten a lot easier as I've adapted into this mindset of like, well, you want to do it? Okay, then do it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Do it. What are you waiting for? Like it's like stop being a little bee and move. You know, like move your ass. Like
Yeah.
how it makes you want to shake people once you get into like this mode. Cause I'm like, you know, you're looking
I
at
know.
me
I'm
like,
the one that she wants to shake,
no, but
honestly.
like it's like sometimes it's like, you know, and I felt like so the other day, like I felt bad. Like I didn't snap at my lender, but like he was telling me like this
The backstory, I
scenario,
guess.
backstory, and I was like, "Come on, like, what's the solution? What's the next step? Like, I don't care about that. Like, let's keep moving." You know, it's like boom, boom, boom. Like you just want to go full throttle with everything after you get to that point. It's just like, you know, and I try to reel it in. Like I try not to be like a snappy person, and
Yeah,
I'm working on this. I'm a work in progress. You know,
right.
nobody's perfect.
And
Um,
everyone's process is different
and
too, and how
everyone
they get to the
100%.
solution,
Yes.
and
Yes, and I
all
get
that.
that. But
So,
I'm just like now I've become like, okay, just just do it. Like stop. No more fluff. No more excuses. No more problems. I only want to hear what we're doing next, how we're doing it, like
solutions.
solutions. Like I just that's all I want. And if we're gonna make a decision, we're gonna just make the damn decision. I don't care if it's the wrong decision because no decision is worse
Mhm.
than not than no than no decision is worse than the wrong decision. Like just you'll figure it out. Just move, you
Yep.
know, and that's the best way to keep on stacking those like, you know, bricks.
Milestone.
Yeah, like it's
Stepping stone.
yeah, just keep on building and keep on moving and hopefully you get to your desired destination and enjoy the journey along the way,
Yes. 100%.
you know?
I love that. I feel like we should wrap on that, honestly.
Okay.
I think
It kind of makes me sad.
I know. I'm excited though.
I'm
So we're definitely
excited and I'm
we're
sad.
taking a week off, right?
Oh,
We're not coming
I
back.
will not be
Yeah.
here
We're not gonna be here on
unless
the
you want to do it
20.
by
I think it's on the
yourself.
28th. Yeah, I'm all set. Thank you so much.
So next week is Christmas.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the 28th, we've got a lot of stuff going on. I don't think we should
Yeah.
do
We'll
an
do our best, but probably not.
probably not gonna have an episode next week, but we will definitely be back on the 4th
Mhm.
and, wow,
And
January 4th, you guys, what
woo
is
woo.
happening? January 4th, 2025.
I love
I'm so excited for this year. I hope you guys all have just a wonderful holiday and spend it with whoever you love the most.
mm,
And, you know, just remember that, the true gift of the season is not anything physical or anything material. It is your soul. It's, you know, the gift of love and the gift of support and family and friendship and relationships and just holding on to that because in the end we all die
all
with
we have.
nothing physical.
Yep.
We only are going to take with us what we've put out into the world and what we've received, you know, emotionally. And I think that a lot of people get carried away with what am I going to buy and what am I going to do
Yeah.
physically for this
Material
person.
things.
And I think and it's nice to give, you know, I'm not saying don't give. And, you know, there's things
It's
that
just not what it's about.
no, it's
Not
just something to remember. Like the true gift is your love and your you know, empathy for people and just seeing people for who they are and
yeah.
accepting them and loving and supporting your people
Yeah.
and
100%.
raising each other up. So I think that's just something to remember
Yeah.
as we go into, you know, the
Yeah.
holidays
A
and
lot of
hold
people,
on
it's
to
not
that.
as happy of a time for a lot of people. And even back, a few years, give or take, even for us, it was just a different time than it is now. Grief is a huge um there's a lot of grief happening amidst all the
Mhm.
joy of the season and
Mhm.
just,
Mhm.
to have that compassion and empathy for people and
Mhm.
who maybe don't have their loved ones around anymore or have gone through something, that during a time that everyone is
So
and so
happy.
happy and
Yeah.
enjoying the magic of the season, like they're having some of the worst times of their life. And,
Yeah.
I think we know that all too well just a short time ago. And,
Mhm.
just to be I don't even know how to say it, but
Remember to
just
love on your
yeah, just
people.
to be that loving person that maybe you might have needed at one point in time going
Mhm.
forward and
Yeah.
carry that energy into the new year.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing,
It's
and
magical.
yeah, it is.
'Tis
So,
the season. Well, we wish
yes.
you a very Merry
Merry
Christmas
Christmas,
and a
everyone.
Happy New
Yes.
Year. I can't believe it's
I
gonna
know,
be
this
New
is
Year's. This is
crazy.
gonna be so much fun.
I know.
And, we'll see you guys
Be back on
in
the 4th, right?
2025. We'll be back on January
Exciting.
4th. So if you're looking for us, you can find us on Instagram at Property Sisters of Michigan, or you can find us on YouTube at
Property
Property
Sisters
Sisters
Network.
Network. And that's Bold Moves is the podcast. And if you'd like to get in contact with us, we are going to be getting some guests on. So if you would like to be on the podcast and you think you've got a pretty dope story, we'd love to hear
Bold,
from you.
perhaps.
Yeah. Property Sisters Network at gmail.com is the best way to reach out to us, or you can DM us, of course, on
DMs,
any social media platforms. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for being on this ride with us.
Yes.
And
excited to see you in the new year.
we're so excited to get this thing going in the new year too.
Yeah.
So much love.
All
Merry
right.
Christmas.
Love y'all. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
And we'll see you next year.
See ya.